Hello everyone, welcome into the November analytics review, and a little bit of it's just a channel update, some stuff that's going on that I want to talk to you about. First thing is, I'm working on my first experiment of FM19. If you are a patron at the second tier, the upgrading to the box suite tier, there's 18 of you. I picked out the ones that weren't in the FM18 experiment, and I sent you all a message. I think it's 11 people, maybe 12, asking what name you want me to use and if you have a preferred role as a player to put you into this experiment. I've heard back from I think 7 people, so I need you to check your Patreon messages or our email or something to make sure that you're getting it. We're up to 38 patrons. Goal at the end of the year is 40. We're really close. Either way, I really appreciate the support thus far. But if you are one of these patrons, make sure you check your messages. And if you're one of the ones I didn't send the message to out of these 18, I do plan to use you in the future. But if you were just in the FM18 experiment, I don't want to have, an experiment with 18 kids in it. That's going to be really long episodes. So I'm trying to figure out a way to, this round of experiments, use the people that weren't in the last experiment. And then in the next one, we'll kind of mix it up. So thank you for your support thus far on that. I really need to update this, don't I? Yeah, I don't. Yeah. Hey, that goes on the task list. So, couple things before we hop deep into the analytics. And of course, I just pulled them up, so you're just going to stare at those instead of listening to my voice, my sultry voice. The day that this is going up, my wife is having outpatient surgery on, I'm just going to say on her leg. I don't like to go too much into detail. My wife is pretty private, so I don't want to share too much and she get mad if she watched this or something like that. But I'm going to be completely out of pocket. That is my job as her husband. I'm going to be taking care of her, so it's only supposed to last 45 minutes or an hour. But she's going to be completely out, and then she's obviously got to, whatever that's called, come off anesthesia, whatever. And then I'm going to be essentially taking her to her parents' house, which is near us, and laying low for 3 days to make sure she's okay. And that it's mostly just she can't be walking because of her leg. So because of that, I may be responding to comments because it may be sitting around doing absolutely nothing. While she sleeps and reads a book or something like that. But in terms of content, I have already pre-recorded some episodes, and that stuff is going to be coming out. So, that's just one of those things you have to accept as a creator, right? I like getting the interaction from comments and reacting to that in the next video, something like that. With the month that we have in December, I can't. So I pre-recorded some stuff to try and get ahead. I haven't even finished editing all of it, to be completely honest with you. I've got to get that done before, today. I'm recording this on Thursday and everything is happening tomorrow. So I've got some work to do, but I just want to give you an update on that because I've mentioned it in the Discord a couple times and probably on Twitter. So in case you're wondering what's going on there, it got pushed back. It's happening on tomorrow, or I guess today when you're seeing it. And so again, it's supposed to be one of those, not a big deal, not a big deal, even though it's a 45-minute or an hour long thing and they're completely knocking you out. And that's what makes me personally nervous, right? Is the, dealing with pain. Yeah, she's a tough cookie, right? I have no qualms that she won't be able to deal with soreness and stuff like that. But she's going back in a room where I'm not going to be able to get to her. I'm not going to be able to help her. She's going to be completely knocked out. And I'm not going to know what's going on. So, when you're seeing this, probably over the next 3 hours, if you could be thinking about us, that'd be great. Drop a message in the Discord, something like that. I'm going to be sitting in the waiting room at a hospital going like this, waiting for someone to come out and give me hopefully good news, right? That's the ultimate fear, is they come out and say, there's a problem, we got to go, or whatever. So that's what's going on there. Sorry, that's probably 3 minutes of just me rambling on that, but it's a big event in my life, so enjoy. I don't know. Okay, so let's go back into the analytics, because I don't think I have anything else to add on that. If you got questions, let me know. I may see them, I may not. I won't see them immediately when this is coming out. But again, like I said, maybe later that weekend I can leave a comment, something like that, or respond to comments. This is November. This is when, as you can tell, this is when the new series launched. What I've kind of come to with YouTube is that I'm gonna do what I like. I'm not going to show you the video manager page because I've got those other videos queued up, and you might see the titles, and I don't want to give anything away, good, bad, or indifferent, right? I just want it to just kind of naturally happen. But what happens if you want to keep your view numbers high as a football manager YouTuber specifically? You want to do like a new series every month, to be completely honest with you, because you're going to have, when you launch a new series, you're going to have, sorry about that, I keep leaving the cursor like right annoying places. You're going to have some people that are like, oh, that new series looks awesome, and they haven't watched your previous series, and they'll, those inactive subscribers start watching it, like the first episode, the second episode, something like that, and it tails off over time. And then the next time, those people might go, oh, I don't necessarily think that looks as good, or it doesn't appeal to me, but other people that didn't watch the series you just launched, when you launch the second series, they'll watch that. So it's like, you could see spikes where, like, if you go look at other content creators that put out a lot of different series, and I'm not bashing it. It's a good strategy. And if you only do like 1 or 2 seasons or whatever, like, you do you, right? But you can see the first episode of any new series gets the most views, and then inevitably it goes down. And then the third one, it goes down. And then the fourth one. And it kind of, after like 5 episodes or so, kind of settles in at like, all right, these are the people that are bought in for right now. And if you go like 150 episodes, like this Erin Go Bra series may go in Building a Nation in Ireland, you eventually will lose some people as well. But you kind of settle in at a core, like, these people are going to watch every episode you put out. And so I just don't have the time to put out a series a month and be fully engaged with it, right? I'm still waiting on the database that we talked about last analytics video to come out officially, so we can pick up the American Rescue series. So that's going to be coming. If I could get that in the holiday time frame, I could probably get some stuff recorded to get that going, because I have enough raw content recorded of Erin Go Bra to kind of, if we started mixing in, like if it wasn't every day or 5 days a week that I was doing Erin Go Bra, then, the stuff I currently have would go longer, if that makes sense, right? Before I would have to start recording new stuff. So I've got some time there. That's why I want to work on the new experiment, because I really want to get that done ideally before Christmas, because I feel like people take time off, school, holiday, all that kind of stuff. So I want to make sure I can put out the first, 1 or 2 or 3 episodes ideally. So again, if you're one of those patrons, please check your messages. That would really help me. Or I'm just going to put you in randomly with some random name. But I really am interested in this Erin Go Bra series, and I know going 150 episodes or whatever it ends up being, maybe it goes all of FM19, is going to eventually not have as many views. And that's okay, because it's something that I'm interested in. So that's what we're going to do. Now, I am going to be mixing in other series throughout FM19 as we go, but I can't do the, hey, let's do this, and hey, let's do that, and hey, let's do this. I'm not a full-time content creator, right? Like, it just is what it is. So you can tell this is when new series launched, middle of November. Obviously, no one's watching stuff at the end of FM18, right? Like, it's just not realistic. Average view duration is up it's up 27%. Like, that's quite a lot. But the episodes, especially at the beginning, were more like 30 minutes long. So when you kind of look at it, it's like, well, is that good or bad? I'm not really sure, because before the series, like, this is probably where the series launched. Before the series launched, you were like 7 minutes, because it's the end of FM18, and then that was, I don't know what happened there. That's probably the intro to the series when I put that out, and a bunch of people came and watched, but it was really short, so maybe that's why. So view duration's up, but maybe average retention or view time is, like, percentage wise, isn't as high because the episodes are longer. I'm not sure. I've really enjoyed doing the extended highlights, like 2 games, or like one, like the first part of the episode being a lot of like, here's what's happened since you've been gone. We signed this person and blah, 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 you know, like training and whatever. And then doing an extended highlights game, even though that ends up making it more than like 25 minutes typically. I hope you understand. Again, I'm just trying to do stuff that I like, and I want my channel to be less flash and more like us just hanging out. And that's what I feel like we've got going in the comments. We've had really good comment activity, especially from some relative newcomers to the channel. So you can see the views obviously going way up, and then they've kind of fallen off. You know, we had like on like the first 8 episodes of the series or whatever it was in November, like got 1 dislike, so I made one person really mad. I guess maybe it's my pronunciation. I don't know. Comments are right. I think it's interesting that it doesn't show you a plus, or like a green arrow or a red arrow for these things. I feel like it used to do that, and apparently it does not. So views are down because in October my FM18 experiment blew up, so that's probably what's going on there. But you can tell, right? So this is episode 1, this is episode 2, this is episode 3, 4, 5. It just kind of goes down, and then we had a little bit of a spike here on episode 8. Was that 8? Okay, so they're not in order. Of course they're not. But you can kind of tell, like 3,000 people watched the first episode, and then the second episode, you know, whatever that is, 65% of those people came back. And then of that, you know, 80% of that number came back for episode 3. And it just consistently drops, and that's just life on YouTube. That's just how it goes, right? But we're averaging like 5, I think it was like 500. I don't want to go to the video page, so I'm going to pull it up on my phone. I want to say it's like 400, 500 views a video, which again, if you told me in 2017 when I was getting 20 views a video that I'd at some point be getting 500 views of the video and be kind of like, oh, I wish it was like 1,000, I'd laughed at you, right? So I'm not complaining. It's going well. As you can tell, UK, US, Ireland coming in strong at 9.1% of my watch time. Well, that makes sense, doesn't it? Because, well, that's where the save is. So it's going all right. I was gonna take a look at the audience retention and one other thing. So average percentage view has gone up and continues to rise. So that's good. It's 40% over all of November, but you kind of have to factor in the first part of November wasn't like a ton of views or a ton of view time because it was, you know, FM19 hadn't officially launched, right? Or I guess it did. So maybe it was the beta. Either way, it's increased since the new series. And I always look at this versus the average view duration because it's really the percentage that matters, right? Like if you have 2-minute videos and people watch 80% of the video, it's like, well, they only watch like a minute and 40 seconds or whatever it is, right? Like that, yay. Versus if you got a 20 or 30-minute video, people watching 40% is pretty good in my experience. I don't know what my channel average is over like all of 2018, but it's not 10%, you know. Obviously you'd like it to be above 50%. I think once you reach that, that's when YouTube starts really sending you stuff. But either way, like that's not bad. I was also going to look at the devices. Okay, mobile phone. 38% of you are watching on a mobile phone. I'd love to hear from you in the comments. Where are you doing it? Is it like at the bathroom at work, or do you just like do it in bed? Can you see stuff? Like that's more than 1/3 of my viewership. So that is always something that I get concerned about in terms of I play a 1080p screen, I record in 1080p, but that makes the numbers small. So how is that experience for you? I guess is my question. I don't know. I just think that's really interesting. Let's go back to the audience retention and just look at December. Just see how December's going in comparison. 40%, 42%. Okay. So that's pretty good. 49% on the 10th. I don't even remember what happened on the 10th, but we're not going to complain about it, I guess. So that's what's going on, I guess, with the channel. I don't really have like a rah-rah shish kebab way to end this. You know, from a revenue standpoint, this is December. I'm at essentially like a little less than $3 a day. That's still, you know, let's call it $80 a month. plus this, you guys are supporting me. And it's one of those things we've kind of had, I don't want to say a rough year. We've just had a lot of things that we've needed to get done this year that we've taken care of. And I don't want to ever this is not like, I'm not, sitting here with my Pauper's cup, oh, please, right? Because the things we did, we would have done anyway, but it helps to have a little bit more of a financial cushion, to be honest with you, knowing that this income is coming in. So like, I got the brakes fixed on my car, which is kind of important, being able to stop. We bought a new toilet for our master bathroom because the last one would leak, and so you had to turn it on and off like at the wall every time. Again, there's the cursor. Great. My wife's having this surgery, like that's in the United States, that's not cheap. So I just want to say thanks for your support. If you watch all my videos and you leave comments, you are a valued member of my community. I always want to make sure we are articulating that it's not, hey, I only appreciate my patrons. That's why I don't have like a paywall, if you will, where like there's, special content that only patrons get. I've thought about doing that on like a different channel or expanding or something like that. But I'm not trying to guilt trip you into that. So I want all of my patrons to take care of themselves. And I want you guys, if you're watching at home and you watch the ads, that's huge, especially at this time of year, right? Like ad spending goes up on YouTube. So if you just watch the videos and you don't skip the ads, that's a good thing for the channel. So thanks. Like I said, I'll kind of be out of pocket most likely over the next couple days. And then we'll get back to it. So thanks for supporting me on YouTube. And I never know how to end these. So we'll just say thanks. Have a good one. We'll see you later. I guess we'll see you in January on this specific video. Okay, type of video. Okay, bye.